Hi guys, in this video we're going to talk about something called diabetic stomach. Now what is that? Well, sometimes when you're diabetic you have nauseousness or vomiting. Sometimes even when you do the ketogenic diet you might feel, when you're doing intermittent fasting, as a part of it, you might feel nauseousness and even the sensation of vomiting as well. And that's a different situation. But typically when you have chronic diabetes or chronic hyperglycemia, which is high sugar, it's going to affect the nervous system. Now I've already talked about in a lot of other videos something called peripheral neuropathy. And that's the nerves in the fingers and the toes where all of a sudden you get either a hypersensitivity with pins and needles or burning, or a hyposensitivity where you're getting numbness, okay? Because blood sugar issues and high insulin really destroy the nervous system and the blood vessels that go to the nervous system as well. But there's also another condition called autonomic neuropathy, okay? So it doesn't just affect the peripheral nerves, it affects the autonomic nervous system, which is the nervous system that runs on automatic behind the scenes. It's the nervous system that controls a lot of the organ functions. Okay, when you have autonomic neuropathy, you get a problem with the bladder, retention of urine. You can have a problem with the cardiovascular system, whether it's high blood pressure or low blood pressure. You can also have problems with the digestive system, whether it's constipation, low transit time, the food doesn't go through that well, creating this symptom right here or this symptom right here. And with the genitals, whether it's decreased libido, erectile dysfunction, that's this right here because it's affecting the nervous system. And even the respiratory system, as in sleep apnea. Now, when you're doing ketosis and intermittent fasting, you're not going to have hyperglycemia. You're usually going to have hypo. Usually what happens is when you do the ketogenic diet and you already have a pre-existing hypoglycemic situation, and you go from one meal to the next, the blood sugars can really come down a little too low, and you can feel nauseous from that. So if that's the case, you just want to do it on a very small, gradual scale. Back off, do the 3 meals a day, add more fat, and do that over a long period of time till you're really comfortable, and then slowly, gradually go into the 2 meals a day, and then gradually go into the 1 meal a day until you're fully keto adapted, and that way you can avoid these two symptoms right here. Thanks for watching. Hey, before you leave, I just wanted to give you a little quick history on some of the books that I wrote. This was one of the first books. It's called Dr. Berg Body Shapes. It was my attempt at writing about body types. What was very interesting about this book is I actually did all the images myself. Don't ask me why. They look actually not quite as professional as some of the images that I have in the new book. But anyway, this is my first attempt right here called Dr. Berg's Body Shape Diets. And then I wrote a book more extensive called The 7 Principles of Fat Burning. I don't even have a copy anymore, actually, because it's outdated. The next book, I put about 1,000 hours into this one right here called The New Body Type Guide. Major updates on the body types. I put a lot of energy into this. It has professional images, graphics, all sorts of things. Now, the problem with this book is it doesn't really describe what this is really about. Body types are only a small portion of what's in this book. And that's why I changed the name to the Healthy Keto Plan, okay? If you happen to have this book, you don't really need this book because there's only very, very minor updates. But if you don't have this, you need to get this one right here. This book goes into every single detail that you would ever want to know about. It goes into the 7 principles of fat burning. It goes into hormones, the body types, the basic keto plan. It goes into intermittent fasting. I talk about the 10 fat burning triggers and blockers and fat burning strategies with a lot of details in every single chapter. I go into body issues that interfere with losing weight. There's very few people that just have a weight problem. They have a lot of body issues, whether it's sleeping problems, stress problems, inflammation, menopause. I cover that extensively in this book. Then I talk about how to get rid of stress, and I show you a technique. Then I get into exercising. And then I have a lot of really good recipes in this book as well. So this is a good reference guide. On my website, if you get this book, you get this one free. It's called Healthy Keto intermittent fasting. This is the shortcut, quick guide to this book. And the reason I created this book is to have you, within 45 minutes, learn how to do keto, okay, in intermittent fasting, exactly what you need to do. Then you can fill in the blanks with this book right here. So right now I'm doing a special. If you get this book, you get this one totally free, or you can go to Amazon and get these individually. So I just want to clarify the difference between this book and this updated one right here. If you don't have this, you need to get this right here. That way you can get the exact correct information to do it healthily.